Every video and episode of the It's Cavalier podcast is made possible by my supporters over on Patreon. If you enjoy the show here today, consider signing up. You'll get early access, exclusive videos, podcasts, member shoutouts, and more. And as always, thank you for watching. I'm going to keep this really brief because we know the NBA draft's second round is slated for tonight as we see who is going to be selected with those two selections that the Cavaliers currently have. And listen, I say this because I have come to terms with the possibility of a trade up not being the case. I just do not see them being able to facilitate some type of move up into the earlier stages of the second round, like in that 30 to 40 range. I just do not see that being the case for this team. They don't have the ability to add cash considerations. So, and they don't really have too many movable salaries outside of Isaac Okoro and Dean Wade, because I don't think anybody else on that cap sheet there are going to want to move, or teams will be interested in enough to actually send them a pick that meets their needs, meets their requirements. So I'm trying to come to terms with the fact that we're probably not going to see the Cavaliers move up. That means that there are going to be a lot of guys that they're probably going to have to pass up on. This means we're probably not going to be in range to get guys like Rasheer Fleming out of St. Joe's, who would be a very, very good fit here in Cleveland. There's Maxine Renaud out of Stanford. I don't think he'll be available. Or Ryan Kalkbrenner. I just don't think there are going to be a lot of these options that the Cavaliers would probably love to get their hands on that are probably going to go very, very early in the second round. And some of these guys, they probably could have been late first round picks, but they, for whatever reason, were not selected. And Rasheer Fleming is right up there at the top of the list in regards to that. That means in the Cavaliers range, if we're talking best available talents, I know some people don't think that Kobe Brea is somebody that they should be willing to pull the trigger on at pick 49, because he profiles as basically just a shooting specialist at the next level, already kind of being advanced in age, spending 5 years at the college level. I get the argument one way or another. He definitely would be somebody that I would like to be selected. I'm really kind of out on Ryan Nembhard. And listen, I get it. The Nembhard genes and the toughness and the intangibles, I understand that and why that might interest some people. But the size is a huge turn off for me. I mean, at 5'11", 6 foot or so, do you really want to add another smaller guard to the backcourt, regardless of how tough or physical they play? I don't. And this is, I get it. It is an area that they're probably going to have to address one way or another, whether or not Ty Jerome returns or not. They probably are going to want to add at least one more capable ball handler. But I'm not huge on the idea of Ryan Nembhard. To be honest with you guys, I don't care what else happens tonight. There is one position group entirely that this team absolutely has to address, and that is back up big. If the Cavaliers don't walk away with the fucking center, I am going to lose my shit tonight. And right up at the top of the list for me, you already know who those two guys are. Those top two guys are for me, Amari Williams out of Kentucky. Very, very good shot blocker. Uncannily good high post facilitator. I mean, we're talking about a man who was very, very effective in the high post area in terms of moving that ball. This dude was 12. He was 14th in the SEC in assists per game. He was 12th in the SEC in total assists. He was 9th in conference in assist percentage at 24.7%. We already talked about the ability to be a rim deterrent. This dude, man, 9th in total blocks. He was ninth in block percentage. It just goes on and on. He was first in defensive rating in the entire country back during the 2022-23 season. They're just, it goes on and on. And the rebounding, it's a plus. He was second in conference in terms of rebounds per game. He was 16th in offensive rebounds. He was very, very high up there in terms of defensive rebounds, pulling down 232 this year, which is second in conference and 17th in the country. It goes on and on. He adds this level of athleticism. He adds this level of toughness and physicality and playmaking that is uncanny. Now, is he a floor spacing big? No, if you want the stretch five mold, this is not your guy, but it is somebody that can orchestrate an offense and become sort of an initiator in that second unit out of the high post. And I think would slot in very, very nicely to that of Evan Mobley. And we already know Evan, the future, and a lot of people still believe Evan Mobley, his true future lies at the center position, but drafting somebody like Amari Williams and hoping that he develops into the backup center of the future is not the worst scenario in the world. There are worse things, worse fates that the Cavaliers could find themselves in. The other big that I've really sold myself on is Vladislav Golan. He has the size at over 7'1". This is a beefy dude. I mean, he, just like Williams, is not a floor spacing presence. He does not stretch the floor in any sense of the imagination, or any stretch of the imagination, rather, as basically the man only took 33 total triples his entire 5-year collegiate career, all of them coming in his final season at Michigan. He did knock down 11 of those 33, so I guess that's not nothing. I do believe that that volume will increase, and you may see him turn or morph into a stretch big at the next level, because he might have to, frankly, to be able to sustain himself and to be able to, make it into the second contract. But I love the size. I love the ability to run the floor. I love the rim deterrence. He's not finished with fewer than 1.1 blocks per game since the 2021-22 season. This man is consistently rejecting shots. It is a part of his game. And as such, I mean, he is right up there in terms of block percentage. He finished 5th in the Big Ten this year with a block percentage of 5.2. He had a very, very high defensive rating this past season, 11th with a defensive rating of 100. The offensive rating was right up there too, as he finished 11th in the Big Ten this season with an offensive rating of 121.5. It goes on and on. And I get it. It's the second round, specifically the late stages of the second round. So anybody you pick is going to be flawed. But the moral of the story is, whether or not it's Amari Williams or Vlad Golden, I hope it's one of those two. The moral of the story is, if they do not walk away from the 2025 NBA draft with a center, it's going to be a failure in my opinion. I don't care what else happens. I don't care if they trade up. I don't care if they trade down from 49. I know one thing is for certain. They have to draft a center. Let me know who you guys think that should be. Let me know what or how you think this second round is going to play out for Cleveland in the comments below. As always, go Cavs.